Hello, class. This is Dr. Sharma again. I'm going over a demonstration comprehensive problem. So now, as you can see, I have a comprehensive problem here and I have a format here. So I'm going to use the comprehensive problem to go over a comprehensive problem with you. So in the first part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the journals, and then we move on to the ledgers, and then prepare an unadjusted trial balance, and then try to put the information in a worksheet. So that is going to be the first part that I'm going to do. All right, so as you can see, Samuel Alito began his business, Samuel Consulting, on January 1st, 2020. The accounting cycle for Samuel Consulting for July was completed using the following chart of account. So you can see that we are given the chart of account. Now it has all the accounting codes and things like that. So that is the chart of account we are going to use. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about is it says that a post closing trial balance was drawn up on July 31st, 2020. So, this is the post closing trial balance that you were given. Okay, so now what is the significance of the post closing trial balance? This was the trial balance which was prepared at the end of last month, sorry. So, if it was prepared at the end of last month, that is going to be our beginning balance. So, that is something that you have to understand about the information. Then, what we are told is during August, Samuel Consulting reported the following transactions. So, we have the rest of the transactions, and then at the end, we are given the requirement. For each account in the post closing trial balance, enter the balance in the appropriate columns of the ledger account. So, that is a date, the balance is April 1st, August 1st, and place a check mark in the posting reference column indicating the balance has been posted. So that's what we're going to do. And next is it says journalize each of the August transactions in a journal starting page 8 of the journal, and Samuel Consulting will stick to the chart of account. Number three, post the closing journals, sorry, post the journals to the ledger account. So that is the next thing that we are going to do. Prepare an unadjusted trial balance. So I'm going to do until this number four. And one more thing I will be doing is I will be extending that the trial balance. So that's what we are going to do in this part of the video. So let's start the problem without further ado. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is this is the format. Now, as you can see, we talked about the format. It will have a date column, description or item column, posting reference column, debit column, and credit column. At the top, you'll write the journal, and at the corner, we have a space to write the page. Now, according to the instruction, we are told we'll start on page number 8. So that is what we are going to do. So let's start with page number 8. Okay, so I'm writing page number 8 in the corner. So this is page number 8, journal page number 8. And let's start with the transactions now. August 3rd. So here I'm going to write August, and then I'm going to write 3rd. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do with the first journal. So that's the August and 3rd. I already have written 2020. I don't have to write that again and again. August also I don't have to write. Only in this small column I'm going to write the dates. So that's how we increase our efficiency. Received cash from customers as an advance payment. So now please remember I'm receiving cash. Cash is an asset and I have to debit it. So because it is increasing when I receive cash. So that is cash account. And what do I credit now? It says I'm receiving advance payment for services. So it is of fees that I'm receiving in advance, if you look at the chart of account, there would be unearned fees. Now, unearned fees is a liability. Why it is a liability? Because you have received the money and you have not provided the services. So if you have not provided the services, then what will happen is you will have to return that money. So that's why we'll be considering that as an unearned fee. So let's find the unearned fees and credit it. Okay, now posting reference, as you know, we are not going to do it now. We'll be doing it when we post to the ledger. The debit amount is given to you as 9,000. So I'm going to write that 9,000 there. That's the first journal entry. August 5 is the next one. It says received cash from customers on account. So as soon as you see that cash is received, cash has to be debited. And now I'm receiving from my customers. Always remember any account relating to the customer is accounts receivable because I am selling goods to them or providing services to them. So therefore it is going to be accounts receivable. So let's write accounts receivable. I'm receiving from a customer, amount is 4,900. Okay, so that's how we handle that situation. Now let's move on to the next.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Move on to the next. It says on August 9, okay, on August 9 it says placed an advertisement in newspaper and paid cash for 450. Now I have paid for an advertisement expense. Now what I have to do is I have to look for the advertisement expense account in my chart of account. Do you see a advertisement expense account? No, I don't see it. So therefore, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that as a miscellaneous expense. Okay, so remember that if you don't see a particular account, expense account in the chart of account, I'm going to club that together with a miscellaneous expense account. And I'm paying cash, so crediting cash. The amount that I paid was 450 and 450. Now, somewhere here, I may want to just make a note that is for advertisement. Okay, right. So that's August 9. Next is August 13. It says paid a creditor as part of the payment for debt incurred in July. So in July, we had accounts payable because creditor would mean accounts payable. So I'm paying the accounts payable. Now, what will happen to accounts payable if you pay it off? Of course, it will go down. It's a liability going down, so therefore it should be debited. Accounts payable is debit, and of course cash account is credit. So that's what I'm going to do, and the amount is 1280 and 1280. Okay, so that's August 13. Now we move on to the next, that is going to be August 15. Now, on August 15, it says provided consultancies and billed customers for earned fees. So you have earned the fees. So whenever you earn the fees, let's go up and see the chart of account. There is fees earned, so that's the account I'm going to use. And it says bill the customer. It doesn't say I've received the money. So therefore, I'm going to use accounts receivable. So accounts receivable will be debited and fees earned would be credited, and the amount is going to be 18,360 and 18,360. So that's August 15. August 16 is paid bi-weekly salary to the administrative assistant. So I'm going to pay administrative assistant, and the amount is 1,500 including what was due from last month. So I will be able to see there is a salary is payable 250. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. This is the salary is payable. Okay, so let's, okay, this is The salary is payable 250, and I'm paying total 1500. So what I'll do is, this is going to be a compound journal. First, I'm going to debit the salary payable. So let's find out the salary is payable. Okay, and the rest of it is for this period, so that's going to be considered as salary expense. So this is salary expense, and cash is the total amount. So let's start with cash. Cash I paid 1500, and remember 240 was for something that was payable last month. So for this month it is going to be 1500 minus whatever was paid for last month, that is 1260. So that's how you get that 1260. 1500 minus 240. Okay, so that is how we do that. Was a journal for how, it was for 16. Now we move on to the next. It says received cash from customers for services provided. So let's unstate that. Okay. Uh, Received cash from customers. So that's on the 17th. Okay. All right. So that's received cash from customers for service provided and recorded as fees earned. I have received cash, so therefore I will be debiting cash, and I am receiving that for fees earned, so I'll be crediting that, and the amount is going to be 16,720 and 16,720. Okay, so that's how we deal with that. Now it says a new page of the journal, so I'm going to start with a new page. Now remember, the first page was 8, so this has to be 9. So that's what I'll type here. That's 9. Let's move on with the rest of the transaction. Next, it says purchased supplies on account. So that is what you have to understand, that is purchase supplies on account. So I'm going to um, debit. What am I going to debit? Because I have to look for, here it says a supply, so I'm going to debit supplies account. So I'll debit, let's also start, this is to 2020, and this is August, and the date for the supply transaction is 20. So I'm going to debit the supplies account. So let's see the supplies account. Okay, and then credit to accounts payable, because I think it said on account. Yes, accounts payable, because I have not paid money. So that's a payable amount is 1470 and 1470. All right, next is August 21. So August 21, it says service provided to customers and billed customers for fees earned. Again, billed means I have not received money, so therefore accounts receivable, and for what? Fees earned. So that will be fees earned, and amount is going to be 9,640 and 9,640. All right, so that's 21st. Let's move on to 25. It says received cash from customer for service provided and recorded fees earned previously. So that would mean I have received cash, and since I have already what I call received cash for fees earned, so that's why I'm going to uh, do the fees earned. Okay, okay, as fees earned. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. Now, fees earned, cash to fees earned is 15,800 and 15,800. So whenever you receive cash, you'll have to ask a question for what, and it is fees earned. So therefore, I'm going to credit that. Next transaction is 27, and it says received cash from customers. So of course, received cash and forward from customers. Now, whenever that's customers, I'll have to consider that as accounts receivable. So I'm Receiving amount is 19,040 and 19,040. Okay, so that is your 27th journal. Now next is 28. It says paid biweekly salary to administrative assistant. Paid means you're paid in cash, and therefore it is salary expense, of course, and then cash. So this will be the credit to cash, and the amount is how much? 1,500 and 1,500. Okay, so that is 28. Now let's go to 30th of August. It says paid for telephone and tax expenses. Now I have to make sure I have a telephone and fax service expense. Do I have telephone? No, I don't have. So that's why I'm going to credit debit to miscellaneous expense, and of course credit to cash. So somewhere down here, I'm just going to make a note. So that is for your telephone and fax. Okay, the amount is going to be how much? 520. 520. Now again, you can see the next is paid for electricity services. I don't have electricity expense here or utilities expense here, so I'm going to book that as again miscellaneous. So let's debit the miscellaneous expense and credit cash. So this one is on August 31st. Okay, amount is going to be 1620 and 1620. Now, of course, again, I'll have to write a small note here. That's for your electricity. All right. Now that's your miscellaneous one for August 31st. Now I have three more August 31st, so I'm going to um, take them August 31st, and August 31st. Remember, we are doing a chronological order, so we have to follow the date. Received cash from customers. So, received cash from customers. So, you are receiving that cash, and for what did you receive that cash? That's for fees earned. Okay, all right. Now the amount is given to you as 6,600 and 6,600. Okay, if we the problem had stated receive cash from customers on account, I would have credited accounts receivable. But here it says clearly that it's fees earned, so therefore I'm going to use fees earned. Provided consultancies and billed, so therefore it's a accounts receivable, and because since the business is to provide consultancy, it is a fees earned, and the amount was given to you as 5,300 and 5,300. Okay, now last transaction is paid cash dividend. So now since you're paying dividend, I'm going to find a dividend account. Here it is, and cash account. So that is what I'm going to do, and the amount is going to be 21,000 and 21,000. Okay, so now we have journalized all the transactions. So that's page number 8 and 9. So now what we have to do is in this segment of the video, as I said to you, we are going to post them. So when you're posting them, what I don't need the problem now for now. So I'm going to minimize that, and I will be bringing this completed journal here, and so that I can start with the ledgers. Okay, so this is the format of the ledger. uh, Now first, of course, I need that problem, so let me bring that problem. Okay, so why I need the problem is we were told that all the balances needed to be transferred to uh, the respective ledgers. So there was a balance for cash. You can see cash balance was 44,200. So I'm going to write in the debit side 44,200. Okay. So that is, this is cash, and on the top I'm going to write the account code for this account. So that is 111. Okay, so that's first thing that we are going to do. Second is accounts receivable was 6,800. So that's the second one. The code is 112. So I'm going to write that. And the balance amount accounts receivable is 6,800. So I'm going to write that too. Um, Now, next one we are going to do is supplies. As you can see, supplies is 114. But do I have a balance? Yes, 114. And that's a debit balance, 2,700. Prepaid rent is 115. So 115. And it is a debit balance of how much? 6,400. Okay. So that is how we'll take that. Next is prepaid insurance. Prepaid insurance is coded as prepaid insurance is 116, and debit balance is 3,000. Okay. And then next is office equipment. Office equipment is, of course, 118. Yes, 118. And then the balance was given to you as 29,000. Okay. Next is your accumulated depreciation, and you can see it's on the credit side because accumulated depreciation is a contra asset. So 119 is the account code, and it will be on the credit side 660. Next is the accounts payable. Accounts payable is given to you as 211 as the code, and the balance is given to you as 1600. Okay. Then we have salaries payable. That amount salaries payable is 212, and of course credit is how much? Credit amount is 240. And then we have unearned, no, we have, yes, unearned fees, that is 5,000. So unearned fees is 5,000. I'm going to credit it. And the amount, the code was 213. All right. Now the next is the common stock. Common stock code is 311, and the balance is on the credit side of 60,000. And then we have a retained earnings. The code is 312, and the balance is given on the credit side 24,600. Okay, now I don't have any more balances, so I'm going to go back to my journal. Okay, so the go back to the journal. So what I'll do is I'll just find a journal. Okay, where is the journal? I had a journal. Okay, I had a journal. I had a journal. Yes, that is the journal page. Okay, so this is the journal, completed journal, because I need that completed journal to post those transaction. Is this the completed journal? No, this is the completed journal. I have it here. So I have to move this to a new book. Okay. Okay, so this is the journal that I just completed. So that's why I want to come back here. Okay. All right. This is the ledger. So now in the ledger, what we are going to do is we are going to post all these ledgers. So now in the journal, see, I didn't write 4,900 there. That's something. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the cash account first. Okay, so this is the cash account here. First, I'm going to post all the transactions relating to cash account and then I'll move on to the next. Okay, so in the posting reference, I'm going to write this one is coming out of page 8. So this is 8 and the transaction was on the 3rd. And if you see, cash was debited. So debited by how much? Debited by 9,000. So this will be a new balance. Remember, if it is a debit and a debit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add them up. So this is going to be how much? 44,200 plus 9,000 will be 53,200. So this is what I have just posted. So I'm going to write here, I posted on the ledger folio of 111. So next cash I have in the second journal, so I'm going to write here that is August 5. Again, I'm bringing it from page 8 of the journal. Remember, this is the page 8 here. And it is a debit, of course, of 4,900. So now again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that up because it's a debit and a debit. So my new balance is 58,100. All right, now next I have is on August 9, I have a credit. So I'm going to write August 9 here and journal page 8, but it is a credit of 450. So if it is a debit and a credit, I will have to reduce that balance. So this is going to be 58,100 minus 450 will be 57,650. Let's see another cash. Here it is on the 13th. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do 13th, and this is again coming out of page 8, and this is again a credit of 1,280. So this will be 57,650 minus 1,280 will be 56,370. Okay, I have taken care of that cash. Here it is. Another cash is on the 16th. Okay, so that will be on the 16th. I am bringing that from page 8 and it is a credit. So how much is the credit? It's 1,500 is the total credit. So this is going to be 56,350 minus 1,500 will be 54,870. Now we have another cash on the 17th, so that's again page 8, but this is a debit now, 16,720. So my balance is going to be this amount plus the amount because it's a debit and a debit, so I need to add that up. So now I have finished posting this one here and this one here. So I'm writing 111 because I posted to that account. Now let's move on to the next cash. Cash is on the 25th. So I'm going to write 25th. Now it is page 9 of the journal. See, this is because I'm bringing that from page 9 of the journal. So that's why I'm going to write 9. And this one is a debit of 15,800. So therefore I'm going to add these as well. So plus 15,800 will give me 87,390. Okay, now let's here I'm going to write again 111, and here I have 111 because that's a cash account. So cash account on the 27th, page number 9, debit of 19,040. So that will give me 106,430. Okay, so now that is, of course, that one, remember, this will be this plus this amount will be 106,430. Now I have posted that as well. Now I have a posting here to the credit of cash, so that's on the 28th. Again, coming out of page 9, but it's on the credit 1,500. So this will be this amount minus 1,500 would give me 104,930. Okay, I posted that. Now I have another posting 111, that's on the 38th of the month, page number 9, a credit of 520. So that will reduce my balance to 104,410. Okay, so that's uh, this one taken care of. Now another 111. Again, I'm going to, which date is this? This is 31st, and page number 9 of the journal, a credit of 1620. So that will reduce my balance. So this minus this. Okay, 102,790. Now I have another cash here, that is a debit. So I'm going to write 31 and page number 1, but a debit of 6,600. So I'm going to add it now because it's a debit and it will increase my balance. So the balance will be 109,390. And then I have another cash here, that's 111. So that is 31 and it's page 9. So it's a credit of 21,000. So this will be this minus this will be 88,390. So that is how you will get that as the final balance for cash. So I'm done with the cash account. So now I'm going to look for accounts receivable. That's the next account that I'm going to update. So here, first accounts receivable balance I have already done. Second is on the 5th. Now that is coming out of page 8. So I'm going to write here as 8, and it is a debit of 4,900. So now since it is 4,900, debit or credit? No, accounts receivable is a credit here. So 4,900. So this will be debit and minus a credit. If it was plus, if it was a debit, I would have added it. Okay. Then I have accounts receivable here. It is a debit, that is on the 15th. So I have a debit on the 15th. Again, coming out of page 8, but it's a debit of how much? 18,360. So that will be 1,900 plus the debit will give me 20,260. So I'm going to write 112 here. And that is it on page 8. So do I have accounts receivable? Here I have, that is 112, and that's on page 9. Date is 21. It's page 9. A debit, again 9640. So that will give me a higher balance than that. That is going to be 29,900. Okay, now any account here, it is, there is a accounts receivable, that's on the 27th. Okay, 27th, page number 9 of the journal. Is a debit or a credit? It's a credit, 19040. So that will reduce my balance from 29,900 minus 19,040 would give me 10,860. Okay. Now, the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to look for another accounts receivable. Yes, here we have on the 31st, that's a debit. So I'm going to write that is on the 31st, page number 9, and accounts receivable a debit of 5,300. So my balance will go up by 5,300. So the new balance is going to be 16,160. Now that would be the final balance because there is nothing else to be done with that. Okay, so that is going to be your accounts receivable. Now what we are going to do is we are going to do the supplies account. So let's start with the supplies account. Now let's see the supplies account. Let's see supplies. Now supplies. Yes, supplies. August 20. So August 20, there was a supplies on page 9 of the journal, and then it was a debit of 1470. So that would be 2,700 plus this one will be 4170. So now is there any supplies, supplies, no supplies. So I don't have any supplies, so that is all. And of course, wherever was that supplies, I need to write that was on August 20. I need to write 114. Okay, now I'm taking care of the supplies. Now, next thing we're going to look at is prepaid rent. Okay, prepaid rent. Prepaid rent. Do you see a prepaid rent here? No. Prepaid rent. No. So we don't have any prepaid rent. So we move on to the next. We have any prepaid insurance? We don't have any prepaid insurance. No, 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 no prepaid insurance as such. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next account. Office equipment. I guess we don't have anything there. Accumulated depreciation. I didn't see any accumulated depreciation. Accounts payable. Yes, we did see accounts payable. So let's see. Accounts payable here. So this is going to be 211, and this is on the 13th, right? This is on the 13th. So on the 13th, it is coming out of page 8 of the journal. And was it a debit? Yes, it was a debit of 1280. So what will happen to my balance? It will go down because it's a credit balance and now I have just debited it. So therefore, it will go down to 320. So is there any another accounts payable? Yes, there is another accounts payable. So that is on August 20 and it's on page number 9, and the amount was a credit 1470. So this will increase my balance with that 1470. So my new balance is going to be 1790. Okay, now here did I write here I need to write 211. Okay, because I have posted it. Now, salaries payable. Salaries payable. Any transaction salaries payable? Uh, yes, I guess. Yes, there was a salaries payable, a debit. That's on the 16th, and it is on page 8 of the journal, and a debit of how much? 240. So my balance will go down to, of course, this is a credit balance and I have just debited, so I will get that balance to 0. So that is what happened. And now here I need to write 212, signifying that I have posted it. Okay. Now, next is the unearned fees. Unearned fees, there was something, I think, first transaction, yes. So this is going to be 213, and I'm going to write here August 3rd, August 3rd, and then the posting reference will be page 8, and a credit of how much? 9,000. So my balance will go up, I guess. Yes, because it's a credit and a credit, so I add them up and I'll get a 14,000 new balance. Now, common stock, we didn't see any transaction. Uh, Retained earnings, we didn't see any transaction. Dividend, yes, there was a dividend one. So let's go to the dividend. Dividend was okay. So August 31st. So now posting reference will be, of course, dividend was page number 9. Here it is. So I'm going to write, okay, so this is going to be, okay, so I would need the account here. So what is the account for dividend? The account for dividend is 313. So I'm going to write 313. Let's write others as well. Income summary is 314. So I don't have to go back again and again. Fees earned was 411. Okay, then salary expense was 511, and then rent expense was 512. Okay, then I have supplies expense, that's 513, and then I have a depreciation expense is 514, and then insurance expense was 515, and miscellaneous was 519. So I've written the account numbers for all accounts, so I don't have to go back again. So what we are looking for? We are looking for retained earnings, common stock, dividend. Yes, there was a dividend payment of, yeah, dividend is 313. So dividend was debited with, this is page 9, and debited with 21,000. So the balance also will be 21,000 now. All right. So that is your dividends. Let's look for income summary. It's not applicable now. Fees earned. Yes, there are a lot of fees earned accounts. So let's start. Okay, fees earned would be, so let's write August and fees earned. Okay, so this is unearned fees, it's not that. Miscellaneous, no, we are not doing that. Year 15th, so that's 411. So I'm going to write here on the 15th. Okay, posting reference, this is page 8 of the journal, and I had credited with 18,360. So the balance will be also credit of 18,360. So that is how we'll handle that on the August 15th. Now on the 17th, there is another one. So I'm going to write 411 here, 17th. Again on page 8 of the journal, I'm bringing that, and it is again a credit 16,720. So my balance will go up because it's a credit plus a credit. All right, then I'm going to look for another fees earned. Fees earned, yes, on the 21st. 21st, page number 9. This is not 8. So the amount here is going to be 411. No, this is 411. Okay, that's also 411. So now we're doing 21. It was a credit of 9640. So my balance will go up by 9640, so that will become 44,720. There was another fees on the 25, coming out of page 9 of the journal. Again, it was a credit of 15,800. 15,800. So my balance will go up by that amount. So that will be 60,520. And now I'm going to look for fees earned, another fees earned. Here it is 411. So that is on the 31st. So 31st, page 9 of the journal, and it is a credit of 6,600. So my balance will go up, plus 6,600 will give me 67,120. Now, do I have another fees on? Here it is. Yes, 411. So that's about it. So it's 31, page number 9. And this was how much? 5,300 credit again. So my balance will go up by 5,300 and become 72,420. So I've taken care of all the fees earned, so I'm good with that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the next account I'm preparing, salary expense. Here it is. That's a salary expense on 511. So I'm going to write, this is August, and the date is going to be, date is 16th. So I'm bringing that from page 8 of the journal, and it was a debit of 1260. So I'm going to bring a balance 1260 as well. Okay. Now then what we're going to do is we're going to look for another salary expense. Here it is. So there's 511, and it was on the 28th. Please see that. And this came out of page 9 of the journal. So the debit again 1500. So my balance will go up by 1500 and become 2760. So that is salary expense. We have taken care of all the salary expenses. Okay, now we move on to the next, that's the rent expense. Did you see any rent expense? I don't think so. We didn't have any rent expense. No, we don't have. We have only miscellaneous expense. So we don't have rent, we don't have supply, we don't have depreciation, we don't have insurance, but we have miscellaneous one. So that's what it looks like. So I don't have any, yes, depreciation, no insurance, only miscellaneous. So this is August, and miscellaneous first one was on the 9th. So I'm going to write 519. Okay, so August 9, page 9, and amount was debit of 450 and a balance of also 450. All right, now that's miscellaneous. Now let's move on and check another miscellaneous. Here it is on the 30th. Sorry, there I am going to write 519. Okay, so this one is going to be on the 30th, and posting reference is page 9. The amount is 520. My balance is going to go up 450 plus 520 will give me 970. And then I'm going to look for another miscellaneous. Here it is, that is on the 31st. So this is 519, 31st, page 9, and debit of 1620. So that'll give me a new balance of 970 plus 1620 will be 2590. So that is all that I have to post. So as you can see, we have to make sure that all these has the posting numbers, just to make, yes, 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 all journals I have posting references. So that means I have finished posting them. So once I finish posting, now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to uh, prepare a trial balance. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this completed ledger accounts and put it here so that I can make a reference. So I'm going to do a trial balance. So I have already typed out all the ledger accounts. So that's what I would do if I'm given a chart of account. I'll type out all the accounts according to the chart of account and put it here so that I don't have to redo that again and again. So let's start with the ledger balances. Cash account, we calculated a balance of 88,000. So let's put that. So that's what we're going to do. So let's put cash of 88,390. So that's what we're going to do in that. And the next is accounts receivable is 16,160. So 16,160. Next is your prepaid rent. Final balance so far was 4170. Okay, then no, this was supplies. Supplies was 41, and then prepaid rent was 6,400. Okay, 6,400. Prepaid insurance was 3,000. Okay, office equipment was 29,000, as you can see, 29,000. And then accumulated depreciation, you can see it is 660. So of course, accumulated depreciation is a contra account, contra asset, so it will go on the credit side. Accounts payable is 1790. Salaries payable was 240, as you can see, right? And accumulated depreciation 660, and then yes, accounts payable was 1790. Then we had a salary. No, salary payable was reduced to zero, so we don't have anything in the salary payable. So remember, this is the balance here. No balance. Then unearned fees. Of course, we had a 14,000 balance, so we're going to put that. Common stock was 60,000, so we're going to okay, 60,000 common stocks. And then we have retained earnings again of 24,600. And dividends, you can see it is a debit balance. So I'm going to put it in the debit side, 21,000. And fees earned, income, I don't have income sum. Fees earned, here it is. Fees are now, I don't have income summary here listed. Why is income summary is a dumping account? We just use that to close our books, so it's not part of a permanent record. So therefore, we don't put it here. Okay, fees earned was 72,420. So that is, and then we had a salary expense of 2760, and that's it. Rest, no, yeah, miscellaneous last item 2590. Okay, so now what we have done is we have transferred all the ledger balances to the trial balance. So remember, trial balance is prepared to check the equality of the debit and the credit. So let's see, add that up, and the total works out to be 117,470. Let's see what is the credit side total as well. So that would be also 173,470. So we have essentially transferred all ledger accounts to the trial balance. Now, the last thing that we are going to do today in this trial balance segment is going to be transfer these trial balance to the worksheet. So what I can do is I can just copy all these amounts here, debit amount, copy it and put it on the here. This is the unadjusted side. Whenever I'm pasting, I'll just paste the values. So I'll not paste everything. So that will be the values. Okay. Now do the same thing for this one here. Okay. Now you can do that only if you have already typed out the same material in the worksheet as well. That's what we do. Okay, type out the entire trial balance here on the worksheet. So now I can move on to the rest of the things when I am doing the worksheet. So this is what we have done so far. We did journals, 2 pages of journal, 8 and 9. Then we did several ledgers. Then we did a trial balance, the unadjusted trial balance, and then we just posted the unadjusted trial balance to the worksheet. So that is all we are going to do today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take up this again with the next video. So I'll see you in that.